I was muted. What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Yimbo. Welcome to my channel, Yimbo Reviews Everything, and this is my Sunday night show, Yimbo Buys Everything. Oh, technical difficulties. Gotta love them. Gotta love them. But it seems to be working, so there we go. Everything's up and running. What's going on? It's my dude, Realm of Toys 89. You guys know Frank from past streams. He's the best, and I hope you're feeling better, buddy. That's all. I hope you're feeling better. All right, so we have a fun show for us to go through tonight. I have some toys unboxed for us to discuss and to review, and I have maybe some unboxings to do. So let's get started, right? All right, so I've been on my Marvel Select kick, so I wanted to first go over a couple of ones from the vault that I wanted to bust out and take a look at. So I will be shooting these big boys, I'm hoping tomorrow, and get these shots out later this week. So the first one up, hey, and Clint Tassik's in the house. What's going on, my man? How you doing, Clint? The first one is Titanium Man. So here he is without the head sculpt, or without this is the unmasked head, obviously. There we go. He's a little bit of like if I took a heel turn on the world, right? If I just went heel, this would be Titanium, and that would be him. Basically, any white dude with a beard that's darker. That's who I try to say is me. But no, there he is. There's Titanium Man. That's his unmasked head. Now, just like with Planet Hulk that I discussed last week, the big meat and potatoes of this is the figure itself. You know, like this is a lot of plastic right here. But what was really neat, so stuff that I noticed out of the box, is that he doesn't have the same creakiness as, say, Planet Hulk did, where you can hear that, you know, like opening an old door. The one thing I did have to do is heat up just one knee. I did have to heat up one knee to make sure it was not going to bend. I had to, and I'll show you what it looks like back there. So he's got, let's see, oh, it's kind of dark. There we go. But you can kind of see this. So the paint is throughout, just like with all their stuff. And it was really the paint that was like preventing it. So without fighting, this is going to be my PSA for everybody. We are now at a point where it's not just NECA, for instance. And again, not a knock, just the way that they are. But really, you should be very careful opening at this point any toy because between the cold weather and just everything, it's a good idea that if you have any resistance in a joint, just to pause. And if, you know, sometimes I have to wait all day, just like with Titanium Man. When I first cracked them up, I had to wait till the next morning because I didn't want to turn a hairdryer on and risk potentially waking up my twins. So once I did, though, everything is nice and fluid. And yeah, look, no creaking. It's really nice. So my only articulation knock, let me get the one criticism out of the way. And it's a standard one because, you know, this has been my typical, like this is as a dynamic figure poser, is just that upper ab crunch. I wish there was a little more. You get some, but you don't get a ton, which is the one thing that I would want. And I've recorded the last time I did a torso mod, my daughter actually helped me film. So I have these clips and I was going to make a reel and a TikTok and a YouTube short. I just haven't done it yet because life, because again, work. Well, let me say parenting is my top job, and then actual work, and then the toys. As much as I love this stuff, this, you know, takes a backseat to all of that. So, yeah, what was I saying? I have footage. I just have to edit it. That's the big thing. So I'm going to do that this week. I am going to focus on that to show what it looks like to actually Dremel in case anybody's been nervous. I'm very curious to see, and I'm going to do some YouTube searches and check blogs or whatever to see if anybody else has, you know, I'm sure these come apart. That's what I've kind of learned now with all of these toys, is that they all live on different, you know, different joints that can come apart. So it's just a matter of my nervousness now of taking them apart has been reduced. It's not gone, but it's significantly reduced. But let's get back into the Titanium Man. I like that he has the soft skirt because this way you can get some nice leg movement. He has ankle rockers, which is super helpful. And I'll be able to pose him and stand him into any kind of thing that I want. Even with my typical power punch, get that right hook in there. So if I move this up, and swing him around. Yeah, it's not going to be the super crazy bend punch, but perfect for what I'm going to need it for, which is going to be beating up Iron Man, and he's going to be next. So that's him with the unmasked head. And I really love the look of the helmet. I love it so much. It's like definitely also not as imposing when you look at the face. Like he gives me Baymax vibes. I know I mean it's like two different things, but just like he gives me more like friendly or like I've had a rough day bot type vibes, which cracks me up. But I really like this head. And what's going to be cool is outside of my initial battle with Iron Man, this is going to serve me facing off against X-Men, or because basically I only have that one retro Sentinel. And I guess I have Omega Sentinel. Is that her name? So I have two, but that's not a lot. And I have felt guilty about shooting my X-Men. So I'm trying to get back into that. And, like I'm going to be using whatever kind of robotic characters I have to just be metal for them to destroy. So both versions of Ultron I have, the movie and the classic comic book version. And now he's going to fit in nicely too. Even Ironmonger is going to be like, at this point, I'm just having fun with these toys. So if you haven't noticed, but yeah, so that's what he comes with. And then he has two open hands, which is going to be great for any kind of imposing, threatening type stuff. And everything pops off and is very easy. There we go. As I struggled a little bit there, but no, really, that's good because they're in there. But hello, there we go. So there he is with the open hand, which is going to be nice, like I said, to do any kind of threatening, grabbing type stuff. All right. We got some people in the chat. Hey, so George is here. What's going on, Agent Varian? How you doing, buddy? I have access to my Instagram through other browsers again. So I logged in, and George, I'm happy you're here, man, because I was going to show off your shots that we did together. And then go figure, go. What's going on, man? How you doing, man? The helmet does not light up, but I think because of the type of paint, the color-wise, I'll be able to get some nice glow out of it, but it does not light up. That would be really awesome, though. Again, these are kind of like older Marvel Selects, digging into the vault. Oh, he looks sad. He does. Well, like, someone just pooped in a cereal, right? For any Clerks / Kevin Smith fans out there. So I have my little bucket now of Diamond Select pieces that I've been collecting. And dude, this head, by the way, is massive. Like, that is such an enormous head, but he's a big character and it makes sense. So there's my little bucket. All right. Next up is and here we go. Where did I put my boxes? So the Silver Centurion Iron Man, and you can already see he comes loaded with accessories. So I'm just going to walk you through what they are. And I keep saying it. If you get unhappy with one toy line or what they're doing or what a company's doing, there are so many other ones. There's no reason to just stay mad. You just find your happiness in other lines. That's it. So that's what I'm trying to do. And here we go. I'm knocking this stuff off. Number one, I'm going to show you the first thing that I thought was super cool. There are never any directions in these packages. I mean, I guess there technically is, but I haven't opened it to look. Like, I know that there's a little piece of paper with Marvel. I always just think it's like the legalese that Hasbro puts in. So maybe it has directions, and I'm just being a knucklehead. But yeah, so check out this backpack. So that's what this pops off, which is great. And they came down like this. So this is how it looked. And I got super nervous because this one little end was kind of peeking up. And I'm like, I wonder if that peels open. And it took me a good nervousness. I was actually shining my iPhone light camera, flashlight in there to see. And I was like, oh, that looks like there's designs. All right, I think it can come off. So yes, these do in fact pop off and they become wings. It's so neat. It's so neat. I love that feature about it so much. So there we go. So there's that. And now I'm kind of spoiling this for you, but look at the accessories. You get this fist blaster, which is so cool. And there's two of them. And then you have like the chest repulsor ray or whatever the middle one. Again, I don't pretend to be an expert on all things comicing these characters. I just like what I like, and whatever's sticking in my brain, that's what you're gonna hear. But yeah, he's got the nice centerpiece chest blaster, and then he's got the open hands. And last two, he's got the feet. All right. And these are always so excellent to have, especially for Iron Man characters. And then this wicked awesome Tony. I'm going to focus on the heads because there's two. He actually comes with 3 head sculpts, which is just really awesome. So sticking with the figure. So I'm going to start taking these pieces out to like show you. I'm going to go reverse. Okay. So here we go. He has the chest plate. That's how it started. And it doesn't really matter. I don't think it just kind of ports in. No, it does. Never mind. It doesn't matter. There we go. So there he is sitting in there nicely. All right. And then the hands, the amount of hands. And I'm going to do my little thing with the camera so you can see it all in a second. The wings, obviously, is better for shelf posing or for photos, like just to kind of have it out. I will continue to knock him out. I haven't shouted them out a long time, probably because they've been like out of stock on Amazon, and I'm not an affiliate, so it doesn't matter. But I always talk about Kiki Loose Joints. So Kiki Loose Joints is going to help me with these, because if they do get a little loose, I add a little dab of that in there, and that thickens, it dries and thickens nicely. So they go in and out of stock on Amazon. All right, so hands, going back to the hands. All right, so like I said, it comes with 2 of these. And I made this comment last week about Marvel Legends, and it's not a knock. It's just what I'm noticing these days is that I'm finding that getting to use the hands with the effects is really great for my toy photography, because then there's less fussing and messing with like the way Legends do it, where you kind of have to wrap flame effects and magic effects around head and neck, and you try to tweak something and then it pops off or just whatever. So I really like that they're just there as the hands. Same thing, he comes with both like fist blasters that look like a couple of vitamin supplements that we should be taking. But there we go. So those are great. And then, man, how many hands does he come with? Am I missing? I think I'm missing one in my little box here. Oh, yeah, there we go. All right, so this, I just got to show you. Here we go. Let's see all the stuff. Here's everything. Look at this. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is absolutely loaded. There's that head sculpt. Total classic, kind of alcoholic Tony, maybe? Like, he's got some bags under his eyes. Like, that's what I was going to do. I was going to have him beat up Titanium Man. I was going to do a little sequence, a little series of them, and then have him with a bottle in his hand or a glass or something. I don't know, like a little celebratory standing over. But yeah, I definitely get like the tough times Tony right now. This is tough times Tony right there. But here we go. So we have just so many. That's what I'm saying. Look, he even comes with like a hand that would be perfect for gripping a drink. And that's what I'm going to try to use these guys for. But then 2 fists regular, 2 open hands, and then the 2 different blasters. I mean, that's loaded. And now here is the other head sculpt. So let's see. I was getting in focus, but there we go. Look at that. All right. So I'm not sure about this particular version of Tony. That's just me being a putz about my knowledge. But I do like that comes up. Again, just different looks. 3 different heads. That's amazing. So he came with far more stuff than Titanium Man. But again, it's just a difference in like the heft and the amount of plastic used. Like, he's obviously significantly lighter than this guy. All right, so I'm super pumped about both of these guys. Again, there's other options out there. If one company is upsetting you, don't let toys upset you. There's so many good options out there. So I'm very pumped and happy to show these guys off, because these are great. So let me check the chat, because we have some more stuff to go over. So I'm going to put these bad boys down. Yeah, so much stuff. So much stuff. Here we go. That's all in the bucket. All right, so here we go. And thank you guys. You're helping me out now. Let's see. Blast effects are awesome, and the OG comic head. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, I do have one that came with I did some shelf rearranging. Let's see. Where did I put my Tonys? Here we go. So it's not, he's in my tackle box, but this is the 80th, I think, anniversary Iron Man. He was the first, and I was like, this is going to be my definitive Iron Man figure. And now I have so many. so I have the one that came with this guy, and that's a great comic head too. But the thing that he lacked for me is the mullet, and that's what it was like. He's got the mullet, man. He's got the mullet. That's a nice look. There we go. Oh, come on, there we go. He's got the mullet. It's amazing. And there's a closer look. Oh yeah, he definitely looks like he's seen some stuff. Like this is a Tony going through some dark times, but that's okay because we can bounce back as people. We change. We grow. We evolve. All right, so that is up for that. An arc reactor. Thank you, Go Figure Go. An arc reactor. That's, like I said, it's been a long week. It's been a long weekend. My toddlers are the best people in the entire world, but they test my patience. But that's what it's all about, right? So it's just dealing with the terrible threes. It's twos and threes, Here we go. Too much new toys. Hey, that's right. What's going on? How are you doing, man? So I went live over on TikTok before. So again, I'm trying to draw some new friends to the chat. And so thank you very much. Too much new toys. I really appreciate that, dude. That's amazing. Toy Addict 17, Danny, what is going on, my man? Happy Sunday. Absolutely, dude. It's always a good day, right? Just try to be thankful for each day. I love it, man. So they can't separate from the hands. Oh, going back to these guys. So actually one of these out of the box was curved up and we had a whoop. So I hit the beam with my hair dryer, and I just was able to straighten it out, and then I put it in the refrigerator, so it got nice and cold, and now it's set in the straightforward one. I do get some there we go. So there, yeah, they come out. So they do. So that's awesome. Yeah, just for another little piece to it. So again, just with the fact of getting that little bit of extra decision-making mobility, that's good. Great. That is really good to know. I'm glad you asked that question. The hand wise, I'm trying to, there we go. Just to compare. So the same, it is the same exact hand, but one has that white sensor in it. There we go. Oh, and then that's the one for the port. So there we go. So you have the white sensor. So really, like, do you need to take out the beam? Probably not. But the fact that you can, that's good, because you know what? You can always port in anything else you might have. I have plenty of other blast effects that have the little peg in there. So yeah, it doesn't just have to be that version. So very cool. Thank you that was a great question. I appreciate that. Yes, go figure, go. That's what I was talking about, man. The fish oil pills. That's exactly. I take 2 of those every day, man. That's it. The old fish oil pill blasters. I love it. And yeah, he's got a touch. He's got a touch. So hopefully, we know that Tony can pull through. That's right. And Frank was one of the ones that initially shot him. And yeah, like he was telling, he's like, dude, wait till you see these accessories. And that's awesome. That's awesome. I mean, it's loaded. It's loaded. And I'm so happy that now I've just embraced like getting these guys, because, like I was resistant early on. It was silly. They are definitely on the up, and I'm happy to be, a part of talking about them. Tony from Demon in a Bottle. That's what it is. Thank you. Yeah, that's the one. All right, King Eternal. So this is my friend Eric. He's been on the stream many times in the past. Or no, one time. I have a great in-depth interview, but he's always here in the chat. He's the best. So it's a robot Teletubby head. That's a better explanation than what I was going for. Definitely not Baymax. Yeah, Teletubby. I like it. Over on Instagram, you can find him at autumn_night_, if I have that correct, but it's Autumn Night. Tony is the mayor of Mullet Town. That's what I'm talking about. I came this close to having a mullet. When I had grown my hair out, it was like when I first started live streaming. It was a whole thing. So yeah, it was very close to Mulletville. Hard Times Tony definitely beat his kids. Oh, did he have kids at that point? I hope not. But he does He doesn't look like the happiest person. He's not. As I say to my kids, are you making good choices or bad choices? Right. That was a Tony that was making a lot of selfish bad choices. Love your streaming videos. I really appreciate that, dude. Thank you so much for saying that. Yeah, that's all I get paid in. Nothing. I get paid in nothing. So just getting to hear, and that's why I always try to be super appreciative and of anybody that's checking me out for the first time or a long time. Just thank you very much. That means a lot. I do say it all the time, but I appreciate all of you guys that are here listening to me talk about toys. It means the world, seriously. And then Frank, really get the bang for your buck with that Iron Man. That is, you can't. Yeah, there's no dispute to that. It's for a $29.99 price point. All of that stuff is amazing. You can make your own custom effects and slap them in there. That's for sure. I'm gonna shout out Detour Customs on Instagram. It's my friend Steph. I met him now a couple of times, but we just hung out at Legions Con, and he primarily makes stuff for Mythic Legions. However, he does make a lot of other magical effects and things for all sorts of figures. So again, Detour Customs is just Detour underscore customs, I think is his handle. But I have my Instagram back, so I'll try to shout some people out. Painting inside the peg hole is an awesome touch. They don't skimp. That's what I keep noticing. That going back to who's someone that they did that to. Of course, I don't have them right here. I'm thinking of the one glaring example was my hologram Tony, my hologram Iron Man figure from which wave was it? The one with the Build-A-Bear, right? I think it was the Build-A-Bear, the Ursa Major figure. So his hologram Tony, he's painted white lines everywhere, but not on the back. It just made no sense to me whatsoever. But they don't do it again. It's like Frogman has the paint everywhere, so it's just weird what they pick and choose. But they have those, like, I guess, wave budgetary restrictions, again, stuff that I'm not privy to or understand. But it's just nice to see that this company is making sure that the paint is throughout. It really is. So you're right. That's a very nice touch that they did that. He gets paid in legs. Oh, thank you, Clint. Yes, I always forget to say this, but everybody here in the chat, if you could please hit that like button. Thank you so much, Clint, for reminding everybody. Greatly appreciated. And other worthy collectors in the house. What's going on, my man? How you doing, buddy? So, all right. So I went over a couple Marvel Selects again. And really, I'm excited to shoot them this week. My goal is, I'm going to shoot. My goal is to hopefully shoot them tomorrow. I want to have a nice little epic battle between the two, and we'll see what happens. Going into just life conversations, I was super pumped about. I finally cleared out my dio of all my Halloween, my big setup, which I really didn't shoot as much as I had planned on. But that led way to me being able to shoot some new stuff, which made me very excited. So actually, I'm gonna go over and do this now. I'm gonna queue up. I'm gonna talk about Agent Variant first. So this is a shout out and an offer to everyone in this chat. I know it's for a lot of you guys are in collab groups with me, and they've just been harder to be, to participate in, because now I try to shoot little stuff here and there, but like my longer nightly sessions, I'm trying to get to bed early and do all that. I know I'm such a dork, but it helps. The sleep helps. So I try to get like 1 or 2 sessions that's longer. I mean, it's just been harder to do the weekly collab stuff, but I have still been doing my part to raise the profile of the toy community. And one of the ways I've been trying to do that is through taking advantage of the Instagram features. They've been saying it forever, but here we go. But doing the collab feature is what I've been finding is the very best way to organically help each other grow. I've been shadow banned 4 different times, I think, so far. And you can kind of tell if, like, I have one of the business creator accounts, and it's with Instagram, like, it's like, hashtags and new people follow, like, seeing your post. And yeah, mine's been in the toilet because it just doesn't show it to anybody new. So in reality, this is the way. It's, you can still keep doing likings. You do whatever you want to do. It's your hobby, and that's the whole thing. Like, I'm not telling anybody how to spend their time, how to spend their money, because that's a you thing, you know? So I can just offer my suggestions. What I keep saying, and because from just hearing Instagram talk, I watch the stupid creator videos that they'll put out there, and they say that like using our features for reels and for for posts is the way that they're going to be promoting it. So they use this stuff. So I would just want to show off this awesome, amazing picture. So this is with Agent Variant, and I took some stuff on Thursday. I had the day off, so I got to crank out 3 distinct shots. I used my lighting techniques that I just learned from Trevor 16 Shooter over at Legions Con, and I'm going to share that with you too. So just George is the man. So again, when you talk about, it shouldn't just be, like I try to support as many people as I can. I kind of forgot about, like, I'm just over shadow banning, so I don't care anymore. I'm just trying to like and comment. I'm back to that because that's what I was trying to play the game of, like, oh, well, if you don't, if you're very careful with your stuff, and like, I'm just gonna, they're not gonna change how I am. I mean, I unfortunately felt like that for a little bit, that I was letting this algorithm dictate how I was supporting people. So I'm over it. I'm just gonna continue liking and commenting on as many people's stuff as possible. I go live on their platform. If they want to think I'm a bot, I don't care anymore. Because this is the stuff that I've been saying since it rolled out. I am not a big account by any means, but I absolutely welcome and offering my support and my ability to show your work off. So if you have characters in mind, if you want to ask me, hey Yimbo, like, what kind of shots do you have in the draft? Like, I have a ton, so I can pull something up and pull something together, and again, just use my page to also help grow other people's account. And George is one of these fine examples of, like, when you look at this shot, like truly look at it. And let me see if I can make it even bigger. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Like, he should be in the thousands of follower category if we're just looking at toy photography. Like, his ability is just second to none. He has great lighting. And then he, if you go back to one of the streams that I interviewed him on, it was with Roman Toys. He is a dio maker. Like, he makes all of this thing. He puts so much effort, and it's like worth the effort. So he just needs to have his stuff seen. And there we go. And I'm willing to help out as best as I can. There we go. Hold on. There I am. Okay. So I was super pumped. And you know what? Now that I have my Instagram back where I can do this, I was able to do this with my buddy Dan. He's my neighbor from 3 houses down. And I love this shot. Whenever he posts any of these, that, like, he's got his I call it an overseer shot, city protector type shot. So I have my Gargoyle and my Lone Wolf Labs dio that I use, and he's got this awesome, I think it's from Marvel Select. I think it's from a Daredevil maybe, but he's got this awesome backdrop, the window, and he does a great job. So this is our Renew Your Vows one. And who else can I show off here? Oh, my boy Cox Create. So from Toy Talk. Oh, and I'm so happy. I'm thinking of this now. Tomorrow on Toy Talk. So once again, if you enjoy listening to me and my takes on toys, then the Toy Talk guys of Cox Create, Toy Addict 17, Toy Father, and No Chewing, please go check out them on YouTube. Give them a sub as well. I posted a little shout out in my community tab. I'm trying to use that now as like a way to communicate with people that might not be on Instagram, and just into this stuff. So Cox Create and I did this awesome collab. And now this is actually here. I can show you the shot that got twisted on me sideways. There was mine, and this was in the Duarte Studios Coliseum Gladiator Pit, or the Coliseum. I think he called it his Coliseum, but just awesome. And this was all of his stuff that was set up: the horse, the fallen horse, the mythic guys in the back, and I literally just dropped him right down in the middle of it. Let me give some more shout outs while I'm over here. So over here, I want to shout out my man HC Yellow Jacket over on Instagram. So he was one of the ones. He, talked to me about a reel that I did on unboxing this Colossus, and he said, I have that one. I was like, dude, take a picture. Let's do it. So again, HC Yellow Jacket. Martin is the best. Love this guy. And he actually has a Mythic Legion that I'm going to be discussing tonight. So we're going to talk about that in a little second. And And then I did it. See, I've been trying, man. I'm trying to spread the good word. You know what I mean? This is Rabbit's Den Collectibles. We did a Witcher collab last week, and again, we wanted to shout out his YouTube channel because he's now been cranking out reviews. Too many for me to even like be able to watch fully. So like, I need to catch up on his stuff. But he's over on YouTube under Rabbit's Den Collectibles as well. Here is my one with Dr. Buckaroo Banzai. He's another friend of the chat. He might be here tonight. I can only look at one screen at a time right now. But we did this awesome Snake Eyes one with the new Snake Eyes Timber set, which I absolutely adore. So that was awesome. And then, oh yeah, there we go. And then we have Collectibles Nat. This dude is amazing. Just such a great guy. Like, these are all like people I talk to, you know what I mean? But they take all great toy pictures. So I'm just trying to help out as best as I can. Yeah, here's another one from Cox. So like I said, I'm willing to share my page, share my views, all of that type of stuff, because this is what is going to help. And I apologize if you're sitting here and you're like, I just like toys, then that's cool too. This was more in terms of like, if you have, like me, you know, goals for what you would like to do with your social media stuff, you know? So like, I have goals, obviously I've talked about them. So yeah, if anybody's in that growth driven range, or even if you just want to see if you maybe, you know, like, you'll probably get more likes than me at this point because that's what's happening. All right, here we go. Let me get back to the chat now that I can see that. Hey, Toy Talk's in the house. What's going on? I'm assuming that's Toy Father Chris. How you doing, buddy? Ultimate Collectors. Did you get that Ultimate Edition Goldberg? Dude, I have him. Yes, let's do that. That would be like, all right. I have a wrestling shot coming. By the way, I do run like a wrestling toy photography federation. So if you ever feel like joining, we have some really great people in there. God, I mean, like, Run with Toys is in there, but it's a lot of really awesome collectible R, Legends of Wrestling, Sean's toy chest, a lot of talent. Autumn Night. I mean, like, HC, like, it's a lot of people. So Unworthy, let me know. But dude, I would love to do that. Also, hit up Path the Collector, because Brandon just shared a bunch of like entrance ramp shots, and he has an amazing one using the vape, the smoke accessory, but it's really good. So actually, he might be your best bet, as I hit my table, to crank that out like immediately. Just saying. And he's another really awesome dude in the community, trying to help everybody out. Too much Toy News. I hear reels are where it's at. People post as real because they're trying to compete with TikTok, and that's for sure. And then TikTok went and launched the photo mode as a big FU, which I cracked up about. And I use that photo mode. I've used it a few times now, and I do enjoy it. Yeah, reels are always a thing too, but it's, you know, like, I've tried to play the original audio game, if like trending audio. It's, you know, like, when you get this dumb shadow ban, it's literally like, it doesn't matter what you do, it just will show your But that's it. Reels also, that's always been where it is. They keep switching, you know, like, they're going to be forced to switch to like interest-based, I feel like. And I just saw another thing today about how, like, hashtags, the more hashtags that you use are detriment. You know, you want to actually just stick with like a primary 4 or 5, like 4, you know, like, you really don't want to go nuts. They're just trying to compete. TikTok is the number 1 social media app, whether or not, you know, the US government likes it, but currently it is. And, you know, I don't know. I know Autumn Night is trepidatious about it, but I do like what they're doing in terms of it being interest-based, you know, like, it is pretty good. So let's see. Yeah. Oh, dude, absolutely. So again, tomorrow night, what I was saying, I didn't even get to finish this thought. Last week, they talked to Joe from Fox Forge Toys. That was an amazing interview. They had one with Chubsy Wubsy Toys. These are guys that I just talked about the last couple of days, or last week. And tomorrow night, they get D. Blake Makes. And that's a dude that I was showing his pictures off last week. And he made this. He makes the best stuff. It makes it so cool. And I would have had a Spider-Man, but he had sold the last one before I got to his table. But he gave me that Toy Migos one. And yeah, so tomorrow night on Toy Talk, D. Blake Makes. So there we go. Oh, and there you go. See, I'm on it, man. I'm on it. I just sometimes my memory needs a little kick. Midnight Stars, what's going on, dude? Oh, Dave is in the house. And Dave, this is why this is good, because I've been bad about taking my notes down. I usually just have my stuff and I try to remember really hard. It's that this like defeats the purpose of writing the stuff down. I should just write it down. But Midnight Stars Custom has this amazing Albert Wolverine head sculpt that he's been selling. I still think there's a few left. So Green Geek 88 has them over on Instagram, and I can't show off my picture because wait, no, I can. Hold on, I'll just do it this way on the phone. I know it's not like ideal, but I have part of a collab. So here we go. So he made that head sculpt. There it is. So I'm gonna in a collab tomorrow. I don't know, Dave. When are we posting? But I'm just happy I got my shot done and in. Because all proceeds are going towards the Tuscan Traders GoFundMe. So for his family, Sharon and Finn. So it's a great call. Dave is the best. So we made all of these different head sculpts. So if you don't have one yet, and I actually finally Googled like, what's an Albert? That sounds so terrible, but like again, I don't pretend that my comic knowledge is extensive. Like I know what I know. So I Googled it and it was perfect because I'm like, oh, he's just a cybernetic, Logan. Like he was just made by the bad guys, so they had their own version of Wolverine, and that's exactly how I used him in that picture. So, so again, thank you, Dave. And First Strike, Josh, what's going on, buddy? How you doing, man? And Alan Rappa, you do you, man. Alan Rappa, see, I'm happy that you're here so I can tell everybody. I know I haven't reviewed. I finally cleaned up. I have a whole Spider-Verse corner. So I don't want to take it down because I literally, as soon as I touch something, I know I'm going to knock it all over. I just did it today, so I can't. But my Penny Parker and Spider, I have an in-depth review stream planned. I've been planning on it forever. And it just, again, life and toys and, all of that. So it's really good. If you haven't, if you were like me trying to get the Spider-Verse characters, it's awesome. I think Toy Father and I were able to get it for $113 from GameStop. And just today, Preternia on Twitter tweeted that $92 or 93, 92 or 93 on GameStop. So that's right now. So if you want Penny, the Penny again is a statue. She's just there for that first initial shot. But really for the Spider, the SPDR robot, man, it's really great. I'm going to do the in-depth review. It's going to shock you that it's a little lighter at first, but the joints are very smooth. And then there's so many other things. Like I think we're going to learn together when I take out the instructions during the live stream review. So I'm just behind on that, but I'm behind on a lot of stuff. So I try to do smaller ones and save like the premium ones for like the in-depth toy streams. So I all I can tell you is if you're on the fence and you want the Spider-Verse characters, that's your only option. And it's a really, really good one. The fact that it lights up just is the chef's kiss of it. And the fact that you can get it for like $20 cheaper than what I paid for it. Again, I get screwed, but that's okay because at least I was able to get it down. I think Chris and I was on sale and we applied a coupon or something to it. So just so you know, it is up there. All right. Let's see. Unworthy Collector did an Extreme Rules collect with Path. Yeah, dude, Brandon's the best. So yeah, like he has it locked and loaded. That's what I'm saying. And I know you're really good about cranking out shots too, man. So I'm just saying, I want to do one with you. So I will still shoot this Goldberg. So don't you worry. He's an amazing figure. I mean, I want to do a jackhammer. I'm trying to get a little more. I haven't pushed myself with posing in my wrestling shots. I mean, I have, but not lately. So I do want to do a nice jackhammer with the fall, like the turning and the falling. It's just going to take some stand work and some editing. So that's what I mean. Like I'm being realistic with my time. Oh, Carl's in the house. What's going on? More wrestling IG posts, please. Yeah, buddy. All right. I will do that. I have all of these ultimates. So for our wrestling collab for tomorrow, so shots have been pouring in. We're doing interviews. So I just did a simple one of Flair. I haven't really in a long time at least done that awesome. I love that Ric Flair with the robe. So it's full blown robe. He's wooing. He's got the big gold belt, 16-time champ. So it's coming tomorrow. So yes, I will. Alan Rappa, I deleted TikTok, wasting too much time on it. Alan, I will say this. Yes. If you are those videos suck you in because it's the closest thing for our kids to what we experienced like channel surfing back in the day. Because now, like, I know my little kids will just tell me what they want to watch, and we have all the streaming services, and we can just make it appear. So channel surfing, this is the closest to that, where you're just gonna just watch it and then change and then change. So my advice, and your stuff is incredible, and I hope you know that, like, all of your stuff is amazing. And one piece of creator advice that I got was that when you are a content creator, which is what you are, what I am, what most of us are in the chat, you should be consuming. No, you should be creating content more than you're consuming content. And yes, it is a slippery slope. And sometimes, like, if I do watch videos, I'll lose 20 minutes and go, where did that just time go? So you have to be very careful about the watching of the videos, but to be on it and to specifically, I try to, hit up people and comments. It's still not like Instagram is still my main like place to show my support. I'm trying to do that more, again, there's a lot of social apps to reach these goals that I have for all of us, it's just a lot to cover, a lot of ground to cover, but that's what we need to do as a group. But yeah, so that's it. You should be creating more than consuming. That's going to be my advice. My posts are only reaching 4 to 5 non-followers. So this is Autumn Night. I haven't posted all this month. Also made the account private. So yeah, when you come back, you're immediately going to have a lot of success, but then you have to be so careful. The first reel that got me unshadow banned or came out of shadow banning was the goofy Galactus. When my wife filmed her picking up Zerg, and like I found Galactus, and it was great. It got 13,000 views, and then immediately started like commenting and doing my usual, just like trying to support everybody. And then I went back to like, it went to 13 new people, So like I said, it is what it is. But that's for me is like, I'm really going to keep pushing like the collab feature. And I never did a real remix or a real collab. Like, I don't know how that goes. I was a part of one with the Hidden Figures account and the Narautistic. That was really cool. So maybe some more stuff like that is what we need to do as a community. Wednesday. Oh, so that's when we're posting. Okay. So see, I'm ahead of schedule. So that means I can focus on getting in the Goldberg shot this week. Yes. And the collab is going to be cool. Only 6 more custom heads available. So there you go, everybody. They're $25 flat. That's including the shipping. So it's just $25. And you get a piece of action figure artwork from one of the best and longest running customizers that I've been talking to. And again, specifically in the Legends superhero department, the guy's the best. So yes, go hit up Dave. That entire $25 goes to the Tuscan Traders GoFundMe. You could have asked the expert here. Yeah, thank you, Clint. I know you're my man with the excellent comments every single time I post X-Men shots. Yes, I appreciate. This is what I'm saying. I just need to. Yeah. So actually, Clint, if there's anything that I missed, was it Stryker? Is Stryker even a real? He's a comic book character, William Stryker, right? If you do want to grace us with any knowledge about Albert, that would be greatly appreciated. I always wonder what's on your shelves. You know what? I can do this. I can do this now because I took the camera off and I have some nice length. So, whoa. So here we go. This was all done. So this was all updated today. So this is my comic version of characters on the top shelf. I'm getting a little stuck. There we go. So this is the top shelf is comics. And over here, this is a poncho that came with Mythic Legions, because when you buy stuff from them directly, they usually include swords or other capes. So that went perfectly on Old Man Hawkeye. But yeah, so there's my comic stuff. Down here, I have my MCU figures. So these are my MCU guys, because I love Phase 4. I love all of the phases. I need to see Wakanda Forever, but just like most of the stuff I've talked about, it's going to have to be waiting for Disney Plus. But here we go. So here, that used to be where those bad guys are. That used to be Spider-Man's. But now I put my comic Spideys here. And I left my MCU ones up back there. So it turned out not really a ton of them. But then there's my Spider-Verse. And then this was all villains. And now I've made that villains and Diamond Select, Marvel Select figures. And then over here, coming back around, there's the Mezcos. There's my little, these are all my Mezco collections. This is everybody. I do love them very much. So I need to get back into shooting them as I come back to you guys. So did you like that? Was that fun? That was fun. I liked it. There you go. The Clinton Man. There you go. The ultimate X-Men is Clinton Man. I love it. Let's see. Maybe you have to put my full name around. I like that. Oh, and thank you, Dave. Appreciate that. Yes, another good reminder, guys. If you could hit that like button, it's greatly appreciated. Let's see. Dealing with similar on Instagram, my posts are barely doing anything anymore. And, part of it is that Instagram has also had a drop off in, active users. So that definitely is taking a hit. Because I was easily, and this is just like, it took me, and again, I'm going to always say it, until Tuscan Traders brought me into a group chat, I was around 30, whatever, 15 likes. It was not, but you just grind because I enjoy it. And then when I got into that group and, started, meeting people and realizing that you should be talking to people and all of that stuff, I would say that I average, I know HC Yellow Jacket once said, you've never had I've only had one picture ever go over 400 likes. My stuff usually dies around 150. I feel like my stuff is pretty awesome, but yeah, I've never had the big crazy, I don't have a big resume of most shots. It's just if I crack 200, I'm happy. I'm closing in on one. I'll show you in a second with, I'm very proud of this Kratos shot I took. So that's creeping up. And I think that was just because it resonated with my followers, people that got to see it. I think it helped that it was Kratos on the day that the game came out also. But really, when I looked at the insights, let me take a look. I'm still, it was still shadow banned. It was just from people that follow me, which again, I'm super appreciative of anyone liking my stuff. So let's see, that was, yeah, look, there we go. Let's see. So 38 non-followers saw that picture. So it's gotten 181 likes. So thank you everybody. That's if you were a part of that. But yeah, that's it. My stuff, it just, Instagram has always, I felt had a boot on my throat, keeping me down. But what am I going to do? Am I going to get upset about it? No, this is what it's all about. The friendship and support. There shouldn't be any competition. Don't worry about that type of stuff. And again, if you're just doing it for a hobby, then yeah, I understand that would stink, because that's what we get, our little dopamine hits when the likes come in. But yeah, dude, it's so just, hey, then that means you and I have to do a collab, right? And we'll help show our work to new people. So there you go. Hey, Rabbit's Den, I gave you a shout out before. Don't you worry. Talk about your YouTube. I am trying to catch up with you. You're cranking out stuff, man. It's awesome. Go figure, go. You've got some deep lake signs, man. Yeah, I got to get some more. I need more now. Now that you've seen my shelves, I do want to have stuff everywhere, because the stuff is awesome. Let's see. Hugs and kisses to the Mezco stuff. Dude, I love my Mezco stuff. And I need to use it more. I just need to use it more. You know what? How about this? I am going to crack open the Atticus Doom. This is a nice Yimbo buys Audible. So here we go. I have my Atticus Doom Magical Enhancement Kit. So Atticus is hiding somewhere behind Cap. Please don't knock anybody over. All right, here he is. I love Atticus. I love him so much. So let's check out what he came with. All right. So this is what you get out of the box. And got the 2 trays of stuff. All right. This is very cool. So let's get a little bit of a closer look. Now, I'm super into these. As soon as it went up, I got it immediately. Because I fell in love with Atticus from the moment I saw him. Some of the other stuff hasn't done it to me like this. So this is why I'm so excited to have this set. So here we go. I mean, Mezco accessories do not play. So, like I talk up, obviously I was just talking up, Diamond Select with their stuff. Mezco, I mean, that's another top tier accessory company. The stuff that they give you, most of you, I don't have to tell, like you already know. And if Mezco stuff isn't for you, I totally get that as well, because I get the pajamas look. I mean, stuff like this though, I mean, this is no pajamas. This is amazing. God, I love Atticus. And the wired cape. Oh, so good. Okay. So let's go through. He's got some nice, and this is all going to be great with literally anyone. Mythic Legions, Doctor Strange. So I'm not even sure what stuff this stuff is even supposed to be doing. Let's see. Here we go. Whoop. I literally have no idea. This is awesome and a little springy. And I think that this will wrap. Yeah, I think that I've seen it where it goes up his arm. So that's amazing. Super into that. I don't even know what these little flamey things do, but he's got flames here. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. All right. That all head sculpt with different eyes that can go in the center thing. Here, let me take this off. All right. This is always like the crazy. Here we go. I'm going to do it this way. Okay. So here, let's pop this Atticus hat on. So, all right. If you look at his hat, turban, however you want to call it, there we go. He's got that centerpiece there. And then it shows his brain. Oh, and that's where it is. Okay. Oh, so he's got that little magical eye thing. He has a really cool backstory. I read the comic and I actually loved it. Was really great. It was like a combination of, I'm trying to think exactly who, but it was just really cool. So I've only read it the one time. So I will need to check that out again, because I couldn't tell you at this moment exactly what. See, now this is me just making sure. Okay, ankle rocker's good. Everything's okay. All right. Just there we go. Move this around. Oh, that's right. I did have a little issue with his boot on this one. Forgot. We're like got tucked in. So I do have to be careful now about it. Here we go. So over here, it got kind of kicked out on me. Let's see. Come on. Of course, autofocus doesn't want to work, but yeah, like where the ankle kind of caught the boot. So it was an easy fix, but I have to pop that back out again. All right. So no big deal. Here's the head. Let's actually get to the good stuff. There we go. So see that now that eye is there. So whatever that piece is, and it comes with, oh, it's the same one. Okay. So just in case you lose them. And that's what really is nice about Mezco. I love that about them, that they will throw in just extra parts for like, oh, this dummy's totally going to lose this thing. So they gave me replacements, 2 of them. And then he's got the awesome, look at this chain with another eye on it. That's great. But this chain doesn't move. So I think this is going to be for his wrist or his, just like a desk table piece. But that's great. And then we have this. So let's crack this open now. Super into these with the bubbles and the thing. And I have to figure out, Atticus is one of the more complicated ones that I've run into with Mezco. Just because there's so much stuff. Like he has this blast now, this green lightning effect. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it comes out of the book. Look at the book. Oh, man. Like, this is some really high quality stuff. There it is. So I think it pops in one of these will come off. I think. Ay. But there's real books and real pages. Look, it opens up. And there's stuff. And there's different things on each page. That's really cool. That's really cool. They're all different. Every little design is different inside of here. That's amazing. There we go. How that's neat, man. That is super neat. So I'm pretty sure that this is supposed to blast up out of this somehow, but I'm not. Oh, there it is. Now, I'm not crazy. That's a really tiny peg, but there we go. So, like I always say, you do have to be super careful with Mezco stuff. Not that it's fragile, but because some of these little pieces, I mean, this is so tiny. That peg is very tiny. So you just got to be careful. These are again are meant for adults. And I know we're dummies and even we make mistakes. So just got to be extra careful. But there's that book. This is so much green right now. There's so much green. I'm going to have to put this all down over here so I can show you guys. Again, this is a lot. And I think this was 35. Not terrible. Like their accessory boxes, you know, the only problem with ordering from them is the shipping. The shipping costs are tough. But there we go. So, you know, focus in on me or what? Come on, help me out, camera. There we go. So a lot of stuff there, and now you have these 3 scrolls. And here, let me just dump that out. This is what I was talking about. This is why he's one of the more complicated pieces. Because see these things? This is how you're supposed to strap these magic parts on. So when I shoot, the reason I haven't shot more with Atticus is because literally, like, it takes a good 20 minutes of just like figure prep before you even go to shoot him. Like for real. So that's the only reason. That's why is that in order to just, you know, like posing them up easy is whatever. Like that's no big deal. But to really utilize the accessories that he comes with, which are awesome. And then of course, like I bought, thanks to Neptune Bay and I think Mezco, he's not Mexico McSwain, but McSwain Photography, Isaiah, they told me about the finger puppets. So that was on Amazon. They're like $20 for 5 little, like this color green octopus tentacles. So, you know, like I try to go hard when I use Atticus because it's worth the effort. But yeah, it is effort. It is a lot of effort to set him up and get him to use all this stuff. So that's all. That's it. So that's really great. I'm super stoked about this set. I just don't know what any of this is going to do or where it goes. I think here we go, like this. See, there we go. So that's how that will look, and that clips onto his arm. So that's I mean, like I guess I kind of know, but then I don't know what some of this stuff is going to do. I just have to figure it out. I'll probably have to watch some The Amazing stuff because he was the first guy that I ever watched the review of and like taught me about how all of these Mezco things are supposed to work in terms of the accessories because, you know, they try to include some directions, but not. Oh yeah, they do. All right. See, there you go. Oh yeah. Okay. So it's just me going to be messing around. Like I said, this is going to be a good, like, I'll just have a night where I'm hanging out. We finished Game of Thrones. I know I mentioned that last week. My wife and I haven't started anything up yet. Did we? No, not really. So yeah, we don't currently have like an active show. I think we watched a little bit of Love is Blind on Netflix last night. Season 3, because we've watched the other 2. But yeah, we haven't. I want to get into another show. How's Lord of the Rings? Anybody watching Lord of the Rings? Because that's obviously also in my wheelhouse, and I would enjoy that. So let me know in the chat, and let me catch up with everybody over here. Here we go. Let's see. All right, so that's back to my setup. Thank you very much, Eric. I just rearranged my setup too, dude. It's fun, and you know what? Like that always helps me back in like to get into a good like toy space. I've been in a pretty good toy space. You know, just headspace. Like I said, I mean, I've mentioned it many times. This is Yimbo buys everything, but not really these days. And that's I'm at peace with it. I have enough toys for us to talk about, and just have fun with. So I'm good. I'm just trying to be very selective about what's coming in these days. Speaking of which, in addition to the penny review, that Mayfex, I'm going to start calling it Mayfex again. I was talking about it with Toy Father and No Chewing the other day, and I don't know if it's Mayfex or Mafex. I always said Mayfex. Mafex, we agreed, kind of sounds better, but then everybody says Mayfex. So Mayfex, Black Suit Spidey. I'm going to go back to the original Mayfex. So yes, I have to review that too. And that's another one where I'm super happy with it. That's the end game right there. So spoiler alert, but I'll get into all the parts. I just want to dedicate a stream to it, and I did take a lot of showcase pictures. You got to see the one that I did with Agent Variant. Let's see, group chats where I meet the most people. Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. Let's see, my older shots get more attention. My newer stuff is so much better. Yeah, that's like a tough thing where, like, I feel like some of the work I've been doing at this point for me is my best that I've done. Like, I feel like I kind of kicked it into another gear, especially this Kratos shot. So here, let me show the Kratos shot. Not to toot my own horn, but it's to talk about Trevor 1/6 shooter and share, because the guy literally was doing a breakout room. All right, so here's my Kratos shot. I love it. I was super proud of this one. So this was the McFarlane Gorilla Grodd, another terribly underutilized figure in my collection. There's Tibius from Mythic Legions. There's my Legion Builder Barbarian, who we're going to talk about in a second. There's Atreus. I wanted to make sure because Daddy Kratos, like this version resonates with me so much. And I love his relationship with his son. And yeah, so this was the shot. Now, I'm going to come back to you guys so I can check the chat too. And I appreciate that. But yeah, very much, Rabbit. Thank you very much, Marco. So yeah, like this is me utilizing Trevor 1/6 shooter's advice. So I got to watch a good 20 minutes, and I know it was a lot. I know he was doing it for a lot longer. I want to say it was at the very least a good 20 to 30 minutes that I was like just standing, just like awestruck and listening to this guy talk. He was a magician. And some of the things that I noticed about his lighting is he was talking about he uses natural lighting specifically. So he set up this awesome shot with some skeletons, and it was like using a corridor and with a window that, like light can come through. And he showed how it looks both with sunset and moonlight. And I realized, and looking at a lot of his stuff, and I'll show you some of his, obviously, in a minute. A lot of his stuff uses just natural style lighting. So a nice orange for like, sunrise and sunset, and then like more like purpley blues for moonlight. So for this one, I went with, like I was going for like a sunset type vibe. And now something that I learned from D Amazing. So, I'm not trying to name drop. It's just that I talk to people. Like I talk to them, and these guys are really awesome. And they're where they are because they're so knowledgeable, and the fact that they're so willing to like share their knowledge is incredible. So D Amazing uses a ring light like I have on me right now to flood his scene, and then he uses the RGB lights to create an X in the back of the figures. So let's take a look. So now that's D Amazing style. So with Trevor and using it, he was trying to get like where would different lighting come in. So I just went for the whole sunset view. And then I didn't use white light. Normally, I'll use a white light to spotlight and highlight the figure. So the figure will be natural. I don't want to say natural looking, or just clear of like color. So this way you can see the figure. And then everything else would be, like hit with whatever colors I was using. But I tried this just using the Trevor method, and I really liked how it turned out. So what's cool about this hobby is that we learn things from each other, and then we take little bits and pieces and make things our own. So I'm going to fold this into my style. I think when I use my Yimbonia setup, because this is with my Lone Wolf Labs new dioramas back here and Grayskull. So I'm going to go for like either sunset or like moonlight fights when I'm using my setup. So let me go over here and show you so we can just kind of see now from the actual masters themselves, right? So here we go. I'm going to go to search as I walk you through how to use a computer. God, when did I turn into a boomer? All right, 1-6 shooter. Come on, where is he? Okay. Now, I'm hoping that I'm not totally no. Like this all makes sense. So yeah, there he goes. So, and then his editing, and he uses, I think, a TV or, big screen, big whatever. He's got a big screen. So digital backdrops mixed in with all his practical stuff here. But if we just take a look at some of this work, see, like it's not hit. The figure isn't flooded with any kind of white light, but it depends on what style you're going for. Like I know, these are his reveals. Again, just like with the moonlight, and obviously everything also uses either like a smoke machine or atmosphere aerosol, and that's what also I used in that shot too. I'm trying to get back on board with using it because like I fall in and out of. It depends on how much time I have in my basement to shoot. Like that's just for me. So I got to go back and like some of his picks as I'm realizing. But yeah, here we go. So just really awesome work, and his stuff is poster, picture, frameable. Like we know that. But he goes for the ultra realistic looks from his mythic shots, as opposed to the amazing, who I call like a master poser. I mean, the guy is insane. And his shots are because, he is specifically a figure reviewer. So he gives you all of the details, all of the nooks and crannies of the shots over the figures. That's as I'm running out of words. But here we go. So, and he's able to do this stuff without, so like you get the white light, and there's the X in the back with the purple lighting. There we go. See? So he wants to bring out, and his style specifically, when he was talking to me about this, and Danny Toyetic 17, that he doesn't want to have different shadows. Like that's why he also shoots the way to do it. So to bring out the details of the figure, and also to eliminate any shadows cast by the figures. There we go. See, it's just, and that's what's so cool. I'm just sharing off, so then you just try it out, try any of these things, make it your own. That's it. At the end of the day, make these styles your own, not their style, what I'm saying. Take whatever advice, or tips and tricks that people will share with you. But yeah, like really well done, you can say. And again, his posing is phenomenal action, phenomenal stuff. ACBA all the way through. All right, look at that. So coming back to you guys. So here we go. So yeah, Rabbit, I need that Atticus for retail. Dude, I hate to be the guy that's like, but it just was on sale. I know. They had it up. They had it up, I think, during MezcoCon or whatever they called their little online thing. And I think someone scooped one up at one of the Toy Cons too, or it was up for a decent price. So just keep an eye out. Remember, Agent Variant, George says it all the time. Just wait. It'll come back around for you. Yeah, a magical enhancement kit. First try. The kit is awesome. I really did the book in the eye blast. Yeah, man. Like that's going to be probably the first shot of it. We'll be using that because it's also going to be the simplest thing for me to set up. But I really do need to just kind of sit and set up a bunch of different scenes with this guy. Rabbit. Oh, I know you are. I told you, you're on the train now. I was on there. I'm currently they dropped me off while I wait for Morbius and a couple. I'm down to 2. So this was 3 of the pre-orders that I had from them. Morbius. I need my Morbius, and then I'll start being more willing to open my wallet up. Lone Wolf Labs is in the house. Where is he? What's going on, dude? Atticus is my favorite Mezco this year. I love him. I love everything about him. So, guys, if you don't know Lone Wolf Labs, his name is Kevin. He's one of the finest diorama makers that I know. And I've been able to buy a bunch of his stuff already, or at least a couple of big things that have helped out my photography immensely. He is so reasonably priced and encourages people to tweak his art into whatever will suit you best. So I do highly recommend you check him out on Instagram. Thank you again, Kevin, for doing the one and only giveaway so far that I've done on my channel. So thank you again, man. But seriously, I hope it sounds like that you're here. It may have taken a week, But how I hope you're feeling better now after 2 really hard days of Legion Con. You were Legion Con and hard, dude. So I hope it was success for you. Go figure, go Yimbo channel exclusive news. Go collab coming back March 2023, and photos will be showcased on YouTube. That's awesome. Again, this is what we're talking about. People just celebrating the toy community and toy photography. So that's excellent, dude. And that's kind of like what I try to do here, obviously, by just showing you cool things that I see. I mean, like, we should all be lifting each other up. Nothing but support. That's amazing. And then Addie's a combo of Doc Knock and Agent Gomez. That's right. Okay. Doc Knock is one of my Mezco grails that I haven't found for a price that I was willing to get him. Yeah. But I'm keeping my eyes open. But also, I'm trying not to buy too many toys at this moment. So it's actually going to be a good thing if I don't if I don't see him. No chewing. What's going on, my man? My fellow toy daddy in the house. And hey, there's Lone Wolf. Yep. And yeah, Toy Talk, amazing accessory box. That was great. For that made me very happy. And for the price point, you know, and I think maybe 42 when it shipped all said and, but I was happy with that. I'm very happy with that. And let's see. I bailed on Lord of the Rings after 5 seasons. What do you mean? Like after 5. See, not 5 seasons. This is me. This is now, you know, this is where it's starting to get late. And my brain starts going to mush. So bailed on after 5 episodes. That's a bummer. I really loved Game of Thrones this last season. I highly recommend going to check it out. I think my wife told me that they call King Viserys VDT. Something like that. Something so silly, but he's the best. Oh, he's so good. 1/6 shooter. Mayfex. Okay, good. Thank you. Mayfex and Lord of the Rings is great. All right. So I have the split view, but I'm I do love this medieval mythical stuff, so I do want to check it out. I just haven't pushed my wife into watching it because we just finished Game of Thrones, and I feel like we need some sort of palate cleanser before I dive deep or push her deep into another mythical lore. So I'm going to check it out. I have generally heard that it is good. And I'm so happy. All right. So see, I feel so silly now that I forget who told me. No, it's Mafex. Mayfex. That rolls off the tongue. All right. So if I've made you cringe at any point, you could correct me. I don't take things personally. I really don't. Like, I'm just trying to be better. Carlos, Rings of Power is really good. All right. Thank you, Carlos. All right. So that's 2 to 3. Sorry, Kev. I mean, again, Lord of the Rings, I'm going to check it out. I will be interested to see where I fall after those first 5 episodes. So that'll just be something fun. Mayfex, yeah, Mayfex is better. Lagofigs, I think it's an acronym, but I say Mayfex sounds better to me. Okay, see, then we're all good. All right, so then I'm like I said, you go back to my early streams, I was saying Mayfex, and then I forget who gave me a hard time, and then I was like, I guess it's Mafex. I guess I have to see Mafex. Mayfex. All right, excellent. Daddy Kratos is a better daddy than that drunk Tony. That, you know what? Daddy Kratos, he might not be the most affectionate father, but everything, like when I was going through like quotes from that game, everything he does is to help shape Atreus into like believing in himself and facing his fears and like helping him understand that like I'm here for you, but you have to do these things on his own. And I don't know, like it's all really positive stuff. So he might not be necessarily most affectionate, but I'm obviously like, I mean, if you can't tell, like I love hugging my kids, but it's the attention. It's like giving kids that attention, and especially like Atreus is an old kid anyway, so like, I know my days of snuggling my kids are like they are already running out because they just want to do their own thing now. But oh, thank you. All right, so Trev, I appreciate that, dude. Like I said, dude, it was all sitting under your learning tree. I can't stress it out. I said to people, I said it in the post, I've said it numerous times. If anybody gets a chance to listen to you, it made me proud to be a toy photographer. You have such a way with your words, and just check out his streams. Like, just go and see how he sets up shots, and like the man is a man. You feel like you're getting the master class. You feel like you're sitting in like a graduate level photography course. So that's just like, you're incredible, Trev. So really, like, thank you again for sharing those tips, dude. Go for go, just saying hi to people. Yep, and there we go. Backlight and bounce. That's what it is. That's it. The backlight and bounce. Sometimes I get a Hildebrandt vibe from Trevor's shots. Yeah, perfect placement of lighting. That really motivated. So I needed that kick in the rear, and I feel like I said, I'm starting to get some of my best work done. So whether or not an algorithm appreciates it, I don't care. The fact that my friends will, that means everything, and the fact that I'm proud of it, that's the most important thing, right? For everybody's stuff. Let's see. Lone Wolf, making a dial right now while I watch. That's what I like to hear, man. Like whether you're taking toy pictures or whether you're dial making, like I'm just here to help you pass some time, and that's awesome. So thank you for spending it with me, dude. Toy Talk, agreed with Lone Wolf. I bought 4 dials from Kevin, and it's a relit a fire with my passion to take photos. And Chris, Toy Father, has also been absolutely killing it right now. And Kevin's, Lone Wolf Labs, his dio. I mean, I can't wait tomorrow, or no, I think it's tomorrow or Tuesday. I posted a Mythic collab, and I have my Barbarian Legion Legion Builder figure to show off with the piece that I bought from Kev, and it's awesome. It makes me so happy. So let's see. Yimbo, let's see. Are you still into collecting G.I. Joes? No, I am still collecting G.I. Joes, and I have actually. See, so here's the stuff. We're already an hour in, and I told my wife I wasn't going to be too. Oh, I won't be too crazy, but no, we're having a blast. So this is great. So I have 2 mythics open to talk about. All right, so there's my Barbarian Legion builder, and Varg finally cracked him open. He was a purchase from ToyCon NJ. He was my 1 deluxe figure I bought that day. But I also had G.I. Joes to discuss. So real quick, if you didn't know, if anybody bought the Blue Ninja pack, I know I talked about this like a bunch of streams ago, but this is the female ninja, and I wanted to use both head sculpts, so I'm keeping that one on there. And then I bought the Akiko. Now I've seen her as cheap as like $6 or $7. I ended up getting her at Target for 11 or 12 because I just said, all right, she's on. Let me just bite the bullet. So she's on essentially the exact same body, and I was worried about the neck peg because they have been different from the Origins, the male side, like the Snake Eyes and the Snake Eyes Origin figures. Those heads do not work nicely together. So I had been nervous, but I forget who told me that it fit perfectly. Probably Neptune Bay. Dude's all over the place. He's got his Joes covered, and it works. So now I have 2 female ninjas. So that's awesome. So there you go. So yes, I am still collecting my G.I. Joes. And I have... Oh, yeah, there we go. So Kamakura, I still need to unbox, obviously. But I'm very excited about him. And I did show him off. He's still in a box. But there's my bat. I only got 1. And I did end up canceling my Python ones. I don't know. I wasn't like upon second look, and again, they just didn't survive my pre-order culling that I had anywhere that I could cancel stuff without a hassle. Even if I was so I just haven't been getting every single one. Like you think as a twin dad, I'd be going for Tomox and I can't. What's the other guy's name? But the twins, I didn't do that either. But I'm one of the lucky ones. Target did not cancel my pre-order, and I love this guy. So he was the one out of the 3 that I was leaning towards unboxing tonight because he came in. Or I might just do like more Joe stuff later. If maybe we could talk some mythics right now, and then we'll go from there. So yes, so Dave, to answer your question, yes, I still buy G.I. Joes. I'm just far more selective at the moment. I even canceled like Bazooka and Recon. They look awesome. They look really awesome. Like Stalker looks great. Like I've just been having to slow. Like I said, picking and choosing. I'm picking and choosing. And then let's see. All right. Yo, Joe, waiting for the Kamakura to come in. Yeah, dude. I mean, like, I'm super pumped because essentially it's Storm Shadow, and I still haven't technically reviewed him on here. So I might do that next week, is actually have some of these Joes out. Yeah, we should just plan on that. So next Sunday, we'll just focus. We'll do a Joe focus episode because I want to talk about Storm Shadow, and then I'll go through and unbox these 3. So there we go. Um, I want to get back into Mythic Legions because Trevor knows I told him that his shots and I'm telling you, Trev, if you put this out, whether it's even like I said, just like maybe do a small like guest appearance thing on your stream. Like it doesn't have to be someone like me coming in and taking up an hour of Legion's Lounge, but like, hey, we have a mythic noob coming in, and yeah, dude, I mean, your shots definitely have inspired me to jump into the line, and then like in the last year, just looking at stuff and I love him. I love him, and you did it to me with Cosmic Legions too with your shots. So let's see. Here we're gonna go with, because speaking of great accessories, Mythic Legions have that as well. So we're really good accessory companies tonight. That's what we're talking about here. So here is my Legion Builder Barbarian. So he comes with this awesome, and again, the detail and the paint work on their stuff is really nice. Just the pointy, like everything's pointy and solid, like this is a massive sword. Massive sword that he had. So in my debut shot of him for this week, like I said, Monday or Tuesday, I will be using that. That's the same. That's what he came with. That's what I used. He has the 2 shoulder pads, which again port into the back. There we go. So on the back of Mythics typically have these 3 portholes typically. And again, we have a master in terms of Trevor 16 Shooter, literally like the Mythic Legions photographer. So he can correct anything that I say because I don't pretend to be an expert. But he has the 2 shoulder guards. So he came with this, and then this awesome trident, which could easily be, I don't know, like used with my Aquaman guys or whatever. But that's what's so nice. I've now started sprinkling their weapons in my diorama, my Yimbonia diorama, like because it's all like covered in kinetic sands. And if you remember a while back, Target was selling the spider webs, so I've used that to make it look like smoke and it can spread out, and also like spider webs on my like statues. So I actually want to make a reel or something of it just to show off and to be like, hey, look what I did. Because it's really cool. So using these weapons in the background also it's just awesome. They're great. All solid. And I just love his look. It's No Shave November, right? I actually did buzz. I had a nice beard going for Legions Con. And if I stuck it for the whole week, like I'd have one of these. So I did that to trim it down. My daughter was giving me a hard time. But No Shave November guy, here we go. So I love bearded dudes, bearded burly men. So I'm super into it. So HC Yellow Jacket, like, dude, we're gonna have to shoot some more Mythic guys. He works great as I gave him a profile for this upcoming collab that I'm doing. But like I showed you with my Kratos shot, like he's just a great battler to have. And now I'm probably gonna butcher his name, but Varg, maybe not. So Varg, I have his box here. Again, their stuff is so nice that the fact that this will just slide up and out. And now this had tape, so I had to be a little bit more careful with it. But typically, it's so easy to repackage these figures. It's nice as someone who still collects most of his boxes. But here is Varg, and he's actually smaller than I realized. Like from a shape, from a height. There we go. Yeah, he's smaller. He's a smaller guy. But these wings. All right, so let me show you all the stuff here. Oh man. So first thing I'll say is I know people have said it, but always make sure. And again, this is another guy I had to use a hair dryer, but just on the wings, just on the port part, because when I first poured it in, they just would not move. So I had to use the hair dryer. And even now, it's just the paint. They just have really good paint. So yeah, that's still a little tough, even like now that I've gotten it moving, but at least it's now in the spot that I would want. So the wings are really solid, really well done. They can crank up and out. Now, the one thing I noticed is for maybe shelf display, it did start sliding down a little bit on me, a little droop. but that's with the paint again coming out. So I'm going to use my Kiki loose joints one more time. Give them the shout out again. Not that it makes me any money whatsoever, but that stuff is great for these purposes. There it is. So if I need to, but as of right now, like I've been able to have them fully extended and up and out. I have a shot in mind, but then as soon as I'm done, they are now going to kick back down. One of the other things I did today when I was redoing the shelves is I pulled out a few more legends that some like Build-A-Figures, like my Mr. Hyde or Dr. Jekyll, my Mr. Hyde. I'm like, ugh, I still want him, but do I need him displayed behind me for the show? Nah. So now I have my mythics up, like because I swapped. So I'm gonna just kind of like juggle things around. It'll be fun and keep things interesting. Now Varg. So he comes with the wings, and this was, if you're able to buy it at a con, it's $50 for a deluxe figure. So he has this awesome like neck and chain thing. So I'm immediately going to do a shot where he's holding the chain in his hands, like so. And I already kind of had it posed up last night, but then I just didn't get to finish the rest of it. But have him kind of looking down threateningly with his big wings. And who's going to be in here? Well, it's going to be my blade, not with the pink skull. I'll get my blade. So I have like, it's not meant to be kinky or anything, but just more of an imposing, like what happens to Blade. And I'm probably going to use Moreland too, again, just to mash up my universes. But, if the vampires win, and then who would come to, who's going to come to save Blade? So I have these like stupid little storylines in mind, but that's what all of this stuff is so much fun. That's why this hobby is the best. So I do want to do something cool with him like that. And then with Mythic, he comes with this. Now this can go on to any figure that I want. If I want to swap out the one that Tibius has, I can put that on there. If I want to put this on my Moss Man, it's really great. So there, that pops on there. And then here's the rest. So this ridiculous, look at the paint job. Let me try to get focus. Come on. Here, come on. There we go. Of course not. Trying, guys. Sorry. There. You can see the weathering and the sculpting and scrapes and everything else. Like, that's awesome. And then he came with handcuffs. Again, I'm not trying to make this a kinky shot, but just more prisoner cuffs, which again, I have never had because I'm still only 1, 2, 3. This is 4, 5. I have 5 mythics opened. I still have more in boxes, but I have 5 open. So I'm still like, every time I open a new one, it's like, ooh, he has this ridiculous. I know I keep saying it. I do have to come with adjectives, but it's just, I get excited. This stuff is awesome. And it's all like well made. There's no bend. It's all stiff and just great. So that's very cool. And 2 hands. So he's got like the grip hands and then like the open just hands. And then another blade, another sword. And this one's cool too. Oh, it has this awesome touch of purple in the, look at that, in the gem right there. I was very, very excited to open that guy up. I had been looking at him for a while. That's why I'm trying to do it, like spread it out because I can only shoot so many toys in a week. So I'm trying to unbox and then shoot. I'm trying to like really enjoy and celebrate my toys, man. So these are the guys that are going to get my attention and focus this week. And here we go. I'll put these back in. Yeah, really squeeze that in there. And let me get the other one going. Now, I know with NECA and their gargoyles, people were having problems with because I guess it was ratcheted in there and then you do it too much. I'm trying to be careful about same type of thing. Not that but just with the wearing. See, that one just drooped on me. So I will have to probably go Kiki in that particular one just to fill that. But there we go. Oop, yeah, come on, man. Yeah. So it's just the paint. As the paint started rubbing off. Oh, all right. Yeah, still it's that weight. It's a lot of weight to the wings. Now, if I close it up and have it here, then there's no problem whatsoever. But it's just that extra. It's going to need a little help from Kiki Loose Joints, and then it'll be perfect. It'll be back to you know. Or if I just let it droop a little bit, oh, then it'll keep drooping. Yeah, so you see what I'm talking about. So it's just the paint. It was the paint wearing off in the holes. But that's if you want full-blown wing extension. As soon as I start bringing it into here, it will stay. So there we go. So if I do set up a shot, I can always keep it like that as well. Yeah, So it's that extra weight that's out because these are heavy. These are heavy duty, man. They're really awesome. And again, if anybody has any suggestions outside of my Kiki loose joint fix, let me know if they have any other solutions in mind. If I get him up and out on the desk, let me see. Just trying to get him. Get those wings are. Oh, look at that. He does. He's fine. So it's like really, it's not there, but because of the little movement there. So it will hold for pictures. It will probably hold for desk stuff. But like I said, if I'm going to leave him up on the shelf, I'll just have to do this to him, and then it'll be fine. But yeah, I'll hit him with some Kiki. Yeah, so like I said, if anybody else has any that has more experience with Mythics, it's nothing. I'm again not upset about it. This is all part of like literally I saw how much paint was put on there and I had to jam to get it in there. So that's probably just all it is. So if you've had issues with that, again, not a big thing, not a big deal whatsoever. But a little Kiki will go a long way. Let's see. So the deluxe barbarian, but yeah, he is totally savage. And adjectives, I know, the bane of YouTube. That's what it is, man. There's only so many words. That's why I feel like I have a pretty good vocabulary, and yet I go back to insane, ridiculous, because these things they are tremendous. And like at the end of a long week, and closing out the end of our weekends, sometimes my brain doesn't want to dig deep into the thesaurus that I have up here. So, but yeah, I'm gonna do some Kiki tonight. I'm gonna say it again, just because it's one of those things that you could be like, I paid $50 and it's drooping, but I understand why, and it's not a big deal, and I can just easily just squirt some stuff in there. So, yeah. And remember, if not for Kiki, if that's out, when I first started collecting again, 2 years ago, I found the Kiki, and then I also bought. Somebody said, "Oh, well, you can get like a whole bottle of Pledge for floor polish." So I have it, and I've never used it to polish my floors or to fix my action figures. But that also is a clear and dries clear, just like Kiki loose joints. So I've heard that's just as good in terms of like thickening up joints and portholes and stuff like that. So that's another alternative in case you can even Google it. Google, loose joints, action figures, Pledge floor polish. I'm not a liar. It's right there. I would do it myself. I just don't feel like it now. You're mostly all adults. So I think that's going to be it, everybody. I heard my wife go upstairs. So yeah, I also need to turn in, but trying to, like I said, get full nights of sleep so I can maintain this positive mindset going into my week of work. But as always, thank you, everybody, for joining me tonight. If you have any questions, reach out to me anywhere, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. I am better at checking now all of these things. So I'm doing what I can do. You know what I mean? So, here we go. Marco, remember, Kiki is rebottled water-based. There we go. Exactly. So that's it. Polyurethane. So that's why you don't even have to spend the 6 to 10, whatever the bot thing is. You can just use, like I said, Pledge 4 polish, also good. Or I'm assuming it's all together in the same stuff. Toy Talk. Again, thank you guys so much. I appreciate it, my dude. Remember, tomorrow night on Toy Talk is D Blake Makes. That's going to be a lot of fun. So I can't wait to check that out. And that's about it, everybody. I don't have anything scheduled. Maybe Thursday. I talked to the Legion Con people about that I was hanging out with about maybe doing some more Mythic unboxings. We'll see. Midweek streams are tough. They always are. So we'll have to see how this week flows for me. But it was just a pleasure. It was a pleasure hanging out with everybody tonight. So thank you so much, as always. This is just one man's journey from the toy aisle or a Legion Con. And I hope you guys have a great night and have a great start to your week. Peace.